Yo, hold up, brothers. It's the director, and it's Louie.
And it's George.
Want to watch football without the restrictions of blackouts or cable? Check out expressvpn.com to help you get access to all the live games. Sign up today using the link in the description to get 3 free months. Yo, what up, brothers? It's the director. Chargers fans, oh my God. Oh my God. Game of the year. I cannot believe what my eyes have just witnessed, and this video is going to be 100% biased, 100% through the lenses, whatever you want to. I was at this game, man. My first Chargers game ever. The first time seeing SoFi, the first time for a lot of things with me and this team, and we went out there and put on one of the best shows I have ever seen as a fan. A game where players were played to their strengths. Justin Herbert and the offense proved that they are back, baby. Oh my God, the savior, Justin Herbert, dude. There's one thing, I guess, like witnessing his greatness on TV and watching his journey and him develop into one of the best quarterbacks in the league. It's another thing, I would say, to see it in person. Chargers fans, please, if you have the opportunity, go watch this guy toss a football, man. He is absolutely insane. I think a big story about this video today, too, a huge storyline I want to cover, is playoff hype is back in full force, man. We went out there and we beat a pretty good team, man. Props to the Steelers and the Steelers fans who honestly were pretty nice, at least in person. My God, man. That was a good team we took down on Sunday, and what an experience for me and my wife. The Bolt fam came out there and made us feel like royalty, guys. Thank you so much. We're going to have a full vlog covering that experience coming up maybe in a few days. Actually, probably sooner. I don't know. I'm really excited to edit that one down, man. So today's video, we're going to cover the epic win, the epic Sunday night football matchup, Chargers versus the Steelers. It's going to be an awesome one, man. And excuse me, my voice is still recovering. Before we do get started, guys, as a reminder, we've got an epic giveaway going on right now, man. Number 10, signed number 10, Justin Herbert. Get your hands on this jersey before he wins MVP, am I right? This is a huge thank you. Again, especially after meeting so many of you guys in person throughout the week. And a huge thank you from me to you guys and my subscribers. All you guys got to do to enter for this is be subscribed to the channel and then hit up the link in the description. Follow the instructions there. Super simple. Good luck to everybody, man. And then, of course, you guys know we do giveaways in twos. We got a signed Keenan Allen full-sized helmet for one of my crew members. Crew members, my God, thank you for everything you guys do. Keenan Allen put on such a show on Sunday. Cannot wait to see who wins this. All you got to do to be entered for this is be a member of my crew, and that's it. Good luck to everybody. We're drawing a name, I think, around Christmas. And with that, let's get into this one. Before we do, hit us up with a like and sub. If you do enjoy this content, the small amount of time you guys take to hit the like, sub, bell notification helps me out a lot. Let's get into this one, Bo fam. Lights, camera, action. The Chargers versus Steelers, a lifetime experience in prime time, man. Let's go. Let's start this video off with a stat check, my man. Let's go a quick glance over how the Chargers did in this one. Justin Herbert, dude. We're going to talk plenty about Justin Herbert. 382 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. That interception was kind of fluky, so a near perfect game for Justin Herbert. You take a look down here, man. Justin Herbert or Lamar Jackson, we're seeing out here. 9 carries for 90 yards. That gives him a total of what? 372 total yards, 3 touchdowns in this game. Guys, Justin Herbert, Chargers fans, you got something to look forward to for the next decade plus, man. Justin Herbert is the real deal. Justin Herbert is going to win MVP one of these days, and he is going to carry the Chargers to a championship very soon, man. Justin Herbert Herbert. So blessed and excited to have him on this team. On the other side, Big Ben Roethlisberger had a decent day. 273 yards, 3 touchdowns. He came out to play, of course. Maybe could have been, better yards, more valuable yardage, third downs and stuff that they needed. But still, the stats say that he did not have a bad day at all. And honestly, leading up to this game, there's a lot of talk about Big Ben maybe not playing this one. Secretly, going to this game, I kind of wanted to see him play. I wanted to see the Chargers take on a good Steelers team, see what this game amounted to, and it did not disappoint. So Big Ben, very fun to watch in person. Now, we'll start here in the rushing category with the Steelers because this is a huge one, man. Najee, 12 for 39. Najee is the heart and soul, the engine of this offense at this point. He is used for everything. A true all-around, all-usage back, 39 yards and a touchdown. Definitely not his best day. A total of 55 and a touchdown for the Steelers rushing attack. That's a really good stat line if you're a Chargers fan. Why did this happen? We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a minute. Now, on the opposite side, Justin Herbert leading the fold here with 90 rushing yards. Absolutely so much fun. My wife is a huge, running quarterback fan. She's loved Cam Newton. She's an Auburn fan, so she grew up watching Cam Newton. She absolutely loves seeing him play. Now she gets to see Justin Herbert in person and carry the ball in that one, man. So much fun. Outside of that, Austin Ekeler, 50 and 2 touchdowns. A huge shout out to the offensive line, man. I'll talk more about them in a minute, but my God, they gave him some space to punch that in. Palmer with a couple, and so the Chargers 159, 2 touchdowns to end the day on that. Absolutely incredible. Receiving, Deontay Johnson kind of went all over us there, 101 with the touchdown, but he was okay. Chase Claypool had a couple of clutch catches, and then I think a few for the tight ends, 4 and 11 for Freiermuth, and then Ebron, 324 and a touchdown. So not bad for the Steelers. The Chargers, Keenan Allen. Again, Keenan is the epitome of consistency. 9 receptions, 112 yards. The Chargers got themselves some really good wide receivers, man. Mike Williams, 5 for 97. That touchdown, dude. I about passed out from screaming so loud. Austin Ekeler, huge one here. We'll talk about him in just a minute, but great stat line, 665 and 2. And then Parham Cook definitely contributed as well. Before we do move on, though, Trey McKitty got his first reception, as far as I can tell, for 7 yards. He looked pretty solid. We'll have to wait to see how he develops. And then, of course, the Chargers defense. We'll go over that more in a second, but we'll highlight Asante Samuel, Derwin James, Davis. The Chargers had a pretty decent day on defense as well. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of this game, man. Oh, my God. Being there in person, dude. Oh, my God. I'm going to have to collect myself. You guys are going to see a lot of stuttering director today just because every time I think about this game, my eyes swell, my heart pounds. It's absolutely one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. Let's take a look here at Justin Herbert, the first, key to victory, MVP of this game. Justin Herbert, the savior of the universe. Can we put that soundbite in? I don't think we can. So Justin Herbert, the savior of the universe. We've got ourselves a quarterback in Los Angeles, man. I could not believe my eyes. The velocity in which this man gets the ball out. Again, it looks fast on TV. What do we capped at for most games on the NFL, right? 60 frames per second. At the human eye, 500 frames per second, whatever it is. That was absolutely a sight to see. It is unreal. It's almost superhuman, the kind of velocity he gets on that ball. Absolutely insane. And run, Herbert, run, baby. 90 yards on the ground. I wanted to allude on this a little bit because, my God, this is something I've been hoping to see. You don't want to see your running back or your quarterback run too often because there is a risk of injury. But for the most part, Justin Herbert was being very, very smart with his carries. Taking off into open space, sliding, trying not to fight for too many yards at contact because he wants to get down and keep himself healthy. I think the one where I was a little concerned was with Cameron Hayward. Cameron Hayward, get the off my quarterback, man. Seriously, dude, man, that play, the entire audience, the entire stadium was screaming. We were so freaking upset, dude. That was absolute BS right there. Props to Josh Palmer for coming out there and defending his quarterback, and the rest of the Chargers offense coming in there, dude. That was not cool at all. But besides the point, that was the one carry that I can tell is ooh, Justin Herbert, you need to go down. But he did not see Hayward behind him. Herbert was making very good decisions, taking off for yards, honestly, the Chargers, how many third downs, how many big first downs, how many chunk yards play came from Justin Herbert and his legs. I honestly think we got to continue utilizing that. I know there's a little bit of a risk, but you win football games with these sort of risks, and Justin Herbert has shown to limit that risk with his decision-making in protecting himself, going out of bounds, and sliding. I like that a lot, man. Let's continue that. Keep that going. The laser beams, dude. We talked about the velocity, but he's been fitting it into tight windows. Huge passes, huge plays, huge pickups by awesome catches by the wide receivers. Herbert was just on fire. Herbert was on fire on Sunday, man. It was such a blessing to witness that. Momentum, deep passes, everything. He had it on his side. We talked a lot. I was on the show with the LA Football Network that morning. We talked a lot about the deep and intermediate throws. He was making all of them, man. Very much so reminiscent Justin Herbert of the 2020 season. He was out there slinging it, moving it. The banged-up Pittsburgh Steelers could not do anything to stop Justin Herbert. This man is my MVP. This man is my game ball. This man is the reason that Chargers fans tune in on Sunday, nearly have heart attacks, and absolutely celebrate together when he makes big plays. Justin Herbert, absolutely incredible. A near perfect game outside of the fluky tipped pass for an interception. Absolutely insane. Bravo to Justin Herbert, man, and thank you so much for making this entire trip, this entire experience, one I will never forget. One of the best in the league right now, man. He's definitely still in contention for MVP this season, depending how the rest of the year goes. Next up, let's talk about the receivers, man. These men went off. Keenan Allen has been coming up clutch. I remember early in the season, 3-4 weeks ago, we were all a little bit worried. A lot of drops. And again, the drops continue to happen a little bit, but at the same time, it's starting to improve. And that's really good sign for the Chargers making it into the postseason. Keenan Allen, a big reason for that. 9 catches, over 100 yards, came up clutch in huge third down conversions, tough catches. There was one that Justin Herbert led him a little high and a little far, and Keenan Allen went up there and snagged it. I was absolutely in awe. And again, in person, seeing his route running, the smoothness, the size, the speed. This is one of the best wide receivers in the league. Talk a little bit about Mike Williams, too, man. He is back. The Chargers taking deep shots, consistently in this game. Mike Williams came down with a huge one. Fourth quarter, Chargers fighting to get the lead back. That is what you want to see. Justin Herbert sees busted coverage on the sideline, hits Mike Williams. That's a touchdown. I saw him high step in there, man, and I was freaking out. Everybody in our section about passed out from screaming. That was a huge moment in the game. Big Mike Williams does it again and saves the Chargers from dropping this one late. That's absolutely fantastic to see. Donald Parham, I wanted to point out in this one too, man. You guys remember in the game preview, I talked about maybe we split, tight end one responsibilities between Cook and Donald Parham. I think that's pretty much what I saw on Sunday. Donald Parham is evolving. We saw a lot of underneath passes to Parham where he made some moves, converted first downs. He is absolutely stellar. I think one drop by him this game, if I do remember correctly. Outside of that, he was near perfect. He did everything he could. His size, it feels like every time he gets a reception, because of his size, he's going to fall forward for an additional 4 yards or so. The man is huge. The man makes plays. This man needs to be our tight end one of the Los Angeles football team. Absolutely insane. And then we can't end this video out without, again, huge props to Josh Palmer defending your quarterback. That's what you like to see. But outside of that, he's turning into a clutch weapon for this team. I remember, I think it was like a 1st and 20 after a penalty. Josh Palmer goes out there and picks up huge yards, makes it, I think, a 2nd and 5 afterwards. That's what you want to see. Josh Palmer, dominant in college versus some of the best coverage guys in the league or in the game, comes out here in the NFL and shows that he's got the same moxie to do it up against some of the best in the world. Absolutely insane. Now, of course, we could not go through this video without giving massive praise to Austin freaking Ekeler. 4 freaking touchdowns. Are you kidding me? A couple of them happened right in front of my eyes. The big one, Justin Herbert tosses it, I think, to him around the 15-yard line. He ducks, he weaves, he breaks a tackle, gets into the end zone. Absolutely insane, man. The crowd went wild. The crowd went wild. And that was just 1 out of 4. Ekeler, the all-around weapon in this game. 2 on the ground, 2 through the air. He was everywhere. Now, like I said at the top of the video, huge credit to the offensive line. Eck had space to pound it into the end zone. I saw a couple of great blocks by Rashawn Slater, Corey Linsley. He had space just to walk on in there, man. A lot of effort on Austin Ekeler's part, breaking tackles, keeping his balance. But my God, man, the offensive line, when it came to the running, especially in that part of the field, very hard to do and difficult to do. Austin Ekeler got the job done. So cool to see the electric guitar in person, man. It was fantastic. And not just on the ground, especially in the scoring situations, so clutch, but Texas routes, screens, underneath, everything was there for Austin Ekeler. I feel like this was the game that they got Austin Ekeler some momentum as one of the best receiving backs in the league. That is exactly what I was hoping to see. We saw screen. I mean, again, like we said in the game preview earlier last week, right? We want to see Austin Ekeler utilized and pushed to his strengths. We saw that a lot with a lot of different players on the team on Sunday. But Austin Ekeler certainly pushed to his strengths as a receiving back, and he made a lot of differences in this game, causing the Chargers and helping the Chargers reach a 41-point victory. Absolutely insane. Huge shout-outs to Austin Ekeler, man. He was one of the biggest reasons we had a great time, there on Sunday. Such an awesome thing to witness. Next up, let's talk a little bit about the run defense and the pass rush, baby. Oh, my God, it's Joey Bosa. No, I got one at the game. Let's play that.
Oh, my God, it's Joey Bosa.
Oh, my God, it's Joey Bosa, baby. The man gets in there for a huge sack late in the game. I was flipping out so hard, man. This pass rush was getting home. Fackrell, Nwosu. This line looked, I don't know, just reinvented. Rejuvenated. Something about this line looked great. We only allowed 55 yards on the ground to the Pittsburgh Steelers. That is a huge, huge accomplishment. Najee Harris. I've been watching this guy all season. Drafted him, I think, in the second round of my fantasy football league, the big fantasy football league. And you know what? He's been fantastic this season. To limit this Pittsburgh Steelers rushing attack to 55 yards is absolutely incredible. Bosa, Feoku, Jones, Fackrell, Nwosu, they made it happen. The one thing I got to ask myself in this situation, because Jerry Tillery was not on this line. Feoku went out there and played his heart out. Is there something about having those big boys in the middle of the line, like we talked about before, that makes a difference in the run defense? I'm really starting to think so. Is it trouble in Tillery Town all of a sudden? I don't know, but I want to see these guys get more opportunity. Feoku signed to the active roster last week. I will be very upset if they decide to cut him after this game. Somebody's going to swoop on in there and pick him up, man. Chargers need to figure out a way to keep him on the 53. And I want to see more of what we saw on Sunday. Get those big boys on the line. Let Bosa and Fackrell and Nwosu do their thing on the edge. But these guys in the middle did a fantastic job. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't fix it. And that's what we saw on Sunday. I think also helped a lot was the lead. The lead forced the Steelers to pass a lot. The Chargers were ready for that. That's what happens, man. That's what happens when you grab the lead. You play aggressive in the first half, it's going to force your opponent to shift gears. And the Chargers did a very good job of that on Sunday. Next up, Derwin in the DB group, man. Derwin in the fired up DB group, dude. Derwin in person is unreal. Again, I think, the biggest comment I got out there when I was meeting a lot of the Bolt fam and a lot of the fans of the channel was, Director, you're a lot bigger than I thought you were. There's a wake-up call. It's time for a Bowflex. But at the same time, and that's tall, too. That's a tall comment, too, all right? We're a tall individual. At the same time, Derwin James and these players, you don't realize how big they are and how big this game is until you see it in person. And they used Derwin everywhere. He was absolutely unreal. Almost came up with that big pick versus Freiermuth like you're seeing here on the photo. Absolutely unreal to see him in person. Asante Samuel Jr., I was looking for 26 all day too. I think he got injured, another concussion or something like that late in the game, but he played incredible while he was in. Hopefully he comes back very soon, man. He's a huge difference maker for this Chargers DB group. Chargers can continue to build on that with Derwin and ASJ on this roster. Absolutely insane. I do want to point out that if Asante Samuel Jr. misses any time, which I'm guessing he does, back-to-back concussions is not an easy thing to come back from. We got to grab some depth immediately, man. Go out there and sign some guys because, I like Campbell. I like the heavy hitter Campbell, but he is a bit of a liability, especially last week versus the Minnesota Vikings. Grab some depth immediately just in case. Chris Harris Jr. struggling a little bit. Mike Davis, good to have him back, but the Chargers need to make sure they're covered in that area, okay? Next up, it's not a proper Chargers game without a proper heart attack. Trust me, guys, I was on cloud nine for most of this game, and then the late third quarter happened, and the early fourth quarter happened, and the Vikings closed that lead. All of a sudden, we're looking at 34-34, and the next thing we know, the Pittsburgh Steelers go down and score a field goal. It's 37-34. I'm losing my mind. That is the proper experience for any Chargers fan. We can't just go out there and dominate. We got to give the fans a heart attack, and I do think that crazy circumstances are the culprit behind this one. That's what kept Pittsburgh in the game, gave them a chance. A tip, pass, interception, not on Herbert at all, just a great play by Hayward and a great play by Sutton coming up with that interception. And then the block punt, again, a great play by the Pittsburgh Steelers special teams. That definitely kept it close, man. Not just for Chargers fans. I'm sure a lot of people, Chargers fans wanted to see like a dominant win here. But if you're outside of the Chargers fan base, you're tuning into Sunday Night Football. This really made it into a nail biter. And me and my wife and everybody in the audience there, man, we were absolutely losing our minds. There was Steelers fans everywhere, terrible towels, swinging everywhere. It was absolutely so crazy. We felt every emotion a human can feel in those moments. But you know what happened? You know what happened after those, crazy plays and the Steelers coming back? The Chargers broke trends. The Chargers closed this game out anyway. Justin Herbert, that beautiful drive, ending in a touchdown, absolutely bringing us back the lead there. And the Chargers defense clutching it out. Joey Bosa, Fackrell. That is something that Chargers fans are not used to. That's something that the Chargers are breaking trends with, finishing out games, grabbing that win. Beautiful. Beautiful. A quick one here as a fan. It feels great to trust our kicker. A shout out to Hopkins, man. That's all this is. That's all it is. Okay, so number 6, thank you so much, man. And finally, we beat a good team. We beat a good team. The bottom line here in this one, man, we beat a good team. For the most part, Pittsburgh has been very decent this season. I think on the back of a Najee Harris, a decent defense, TJ Watt, Minkah Fitzpatrick, who we did not see that night. But at the same time, man, this is a very good football team. A momentum builder for the Los Angeles Chargers. This honestly gave us, a look at the Chargers' full potential on display. This is what we needed to see. And this is what the Chargers specifically needed to do to get their season on track. Last week versus the Vikings, heartbreaker. But you go out, you beat a team like Pittsburgh in prime time. This is what can take you into the playoffs. The playoffs need to be in heavy focus right now going forward. Because after that win, I think the Chargers definitely make it into the playoffs, and they can make it deep if they put up performances like they did on Sunday. Lots of Steelers fans going home upset in this one, man, and it definitely gives me a lot of hope going forward for the Chargers, the playoffs, this team, this offense, this run defense, this coaching, everything. So finally, to wrap this up, man, I gotta say, and you guys are gonna see some stuff in the vlog very soon, okay? This was one of the best experiences of my life. Of course, we did a lot of stuff that weekend. I got to experience my childhood in very many facets, going to the Star Wars, theme park for the first time, spending time with my wife out there on the beach, going to the game, my first game, SoFi Stadium. My breath was absolutely just sucked out of me when I walked into that place, the sheer size, the power in that place, the fans. That's what I wanted to wrap it up with. As amazing as all that stuff was, meeting the fans, being in that community, feeling welcomed, and honestly, just the royal treatment from you guys, I can never repay that. That was the best thing about that trip. The best thing about this whole experience was the fans. The game, absolutely incredible. Every emotion was felt. The fans absolutely came out, dude, and made this one of the most special experiences for me and my wife. So thank you, Bolt fam. I will be back. And I'll definitely give you guys a heads up because I want to meet as many of you guys as possible, shake all your hands, tell you thank you for everything that you guys do. Thank you to all the team, everybody, man. What a game this was, man. What a game this was. So the Chargers going forward, man. Next week, Denver Broncos. This team is hot. This team is moving in the right direction, and all the emotions that comes with being a Chargers fan, waiting for our moment in the light, is around the corner, man. Let's get it, baby. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been The Director. If you liked what you saw here, hit us up with a like and sub on your way out. We'll see you next time, and as always, bolt up and stay frosty.